Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to RGN. Again, we're here for Group D, the lower bracket finals of this group, and it is RCTIC versus Lioncast. So RCTIC able to take their map choice in Cobblestone, and convincingly as well, 16-8. So moving into this next map, again, Cash, we're talking a little bit about it. RCTIC, not a bad team on this map at all, and they will receive the CT side start. So Lioncast, a lot to prove here in my mind, considering they are playing with the stand-in, Mantis. Again, if you guys didn't hear the shenanigans, there is some regarding Faker, but hold that thought. RCTIC getting aggressive towards Squeaky. Sagerton with 3. And it looks like MNL might be able to flank here, and he does find both, so right back at him, 2-on-3.
Yeah, to highlight, what was it, yesterday or the day before, put it best, the trigger discipline on display by Sagerton there. Like, it's so easy just to start spamming away. Once you see a couple T's on pistol round, we're all guilty of it. If you've played Counter-Strike before, you'll just start spamming away with the CT starting pistols, and that's exactly what you don't want to do. Sagerton starts to do it a little bit after the first one, slows it down, taps 2 more domes, wins the round for RCTIC, and doesn't fall for the susceptibility of that spamming.
So good pistol round start for the RCTIC side. Lioncast on the opposite end. 2 frags for MNL. They will receive the bomb plant, so good news in that regard. It will be a full save here, more or less. Just some P250s and such. Actually, we do see a Deagle by, so bringing himself a little bit low is... Actually, was he dropped that Deagle? That makes little sense to me. Anyhow, maybe my math is mistaken, but moving forward here.
Little sense.
Let's see. No, he does have his own Deagle. I have no idea. Anyhow, moving forward. Math is hard. We got Zori playing towards fence. Finds one immediately. As he was white screen. Sagerton playing on top of the red box. It's King of the Hill here on the A-bomb site as Rima's all alone towards middle. And it's a very aggressive way to hold on to that bomb site. You just stand right in the middle and just mow everybody down. Challenge accepted, said Lioncast, but, well, it didn't work out.
Like, the overall fear or feel I get from the RCTIC roster is, like, everybody contributes. They're a well-orchestrated team that has good rotation and good takes, but there's really no standout players other than when Zori comes up at the op. But I'm now thinking about it, and sometimes... these individuals will go off, and today seems to be Sagerton's day. I forget who it was last time, either X7 or Twista, the last time I saw RCTIC, where they just had a colossal performance, but what is that? I missed it.
Yeah, we got a team kill coming out. There was a boost inside of Z from RCTIC, so they were looking over the smoke, and they did some damage to the T's, but it looked like they had actually received more than they had dealt, and, well, as soon as we saw RCTIC fall off of it, we saw the team kill come in. So, Lioncast taking down one of their own and trying to make it into this B-bomb site. It will be dispersed accordingly. RCTIC, quite the hold as, yeah, Lioncast just couldn't get anything done. Again, first towards middle, they try and boost over mid. They take some damage, get freaked out via some fire coming out of the smoke towards Z, and that prompts a team kill, and it starts falling apart from there.
Not the way you want to start the match, and I spotted 2 after I was blabbing away at instances where Lioncast could have capitalized. One, as they're taking into checkers, there was a player falling back into the bomb site. He barely makes it in despite Lioncast having a chance to get him, and then the second player, Zori, looking a little shaky with the rifle, and nobody was able to effectively trade because of that player inside of the bomb site, and Zori, ample chances. And Lioncast this round will just goes on the straight-up aim eco round. We're going to depend entirely on our aim and the ability to 1-dig you in the face before you shoot us with better weapons. That's the idea, Chad.
Light even had a Glock, so running through fire, hoping to kill Sagerton, was not looking likely at all. And it's not looking likely that they find very much at all. Saw will go down, and oops. All right, not done here. Second 1v3. Alright, just the 2D kills. Not too bad, though. At least keeping that economy in check. The CT side economy, although they have 4 rounds in a row, it's not quite a comfortable... Well, it's comfortable, don't get me wrong, but you got Sagerton, for example. He's on 3,900. He'll receive a drop from one of his teammates. Lioncast, another chance here. Light on that AWP will be glass cannon, so keep that in mind. No armor to back up that big green weapon. Only the double flashbang, so... Where do they decide to put that AWP? Back towards the boost yet again.
And they're allowed out. Never mind. X7 does go 1 for 1, and that 8 away at Light's HP. The lack of armor drops him down to 20. Really debilitating, as now he'll be just as susceptible to the M4s as they are to his one shot with the Yop. And the boost coming in from RCTIC. The activity on the CT side, I'm liking it. While they're flanking inside of A main with the aggressive push, like all the intel in the world over here to RCTIC. As long as Twisted can complete this kill and get out of there safely, will be a decent advantage. But Sicken, he'll blast one back. But the aggressive push into A main. How far does Sagerton go? Because you don't want to completely give up the bomb site.
Yeah, that's the downside, right? If they somehow figure out that A is clean and they move up highway, that could work out. But it looks like instead Sagerton should... Well, we'll see here. Zori finds Sicken, and they're dropping it to checkered. Eventually, Sagerton coming from B main will come into play, but first and foremost, it's going to be Zori and Saw. Zori falls as they come up through that headshot area. Sagerton from B main drops the bomb planter. Does not expect Light to be as close as he is, and does get blindsided, so... Saw versus Light. Light definitely at the disadvantage. Flashes towards tree here, and he does go for the bait plant. Can't find the shot. Saw was posted on where he was going to be peeking from, so very difficult one for Light to come out on top of. And RCTIC will be able to string 5 rounds in a row here on the CT side.
Not sure if he got headshotted there in the end either, but you highlighted he didn't have any armor coming into that round, and there was a nade that was sailed over the top of the boost. And if Lioncast had boosted right, because they were trying to boost 2 players simultaneously, and then if Light is able to get out there, maybe he avoids some of that nade damage, maybe he can eat a bullet and still blast one back in the end and win. Just nitpicking way too much, Chad. I'm going way too deep into that one nade. It's like the butterfly effect, if you've ever seen that movie.
Oh, it's cool.
You got one, Chad.
For one.
That's what I'm talking about.
Every once in a while, I'll come out with one, so... We'll see a lot of damage exchanged onto Lioncast. They will have the player advantage. But as they head towards A, Twista and Sagerton want to retake mid, and this is actually looking pretty quirky here. Zori eventually comes up from behind. He's like, all right,
what is
there's
this?
Nobody here, question mark. Well, nade sailing in double from Twista, and that was what I was worried about. Looking at the utility, they had plenty on RCTIC, and they still do. Zori with a full nade set, now player advantage 2-on-3.
Zori creeping, doesn't miss those, and he'll finish onto MNL. I knew it was done before he even got it. 6-0 now for RCTIC, and what a weird play by RCTIC. It makes me think that there was some call made that somebody was mid and they just wanted to collapse onto that player and then go for the retake from there, because committing all 3, that was weird by RCTIC, but hey, it ended up working out way better than I thought.
Yeah, I suppose if there's one creeping in middle and they could like 3v1 that person, that would be optimal. So giving up A seems like a bizarre idea, but I can get behind it.
It definitely is.
The double nade, that was quite interesting. So I don't think they anticipated that would work out as well as it did, but it did. So they will take it, as we'll see a run boost here. Saw and Sagerton, easy peasy. Sagerton up on the boost towards A. So we'll see how Lioncast deal with this, or if they have to at all, as they are very spread out at the moment. We can see Remux lurking towards Sunroom at B, and obviously quite a big difference here. Lioncast eventually giving up middle. They were trying to take mid pretty much every time they had rifles in their hands, and it was working out to varied success. Again, the last round I wouldn't say didn't work, because it was more or less the A side take that fell apart, but Zori finds Light early, and that's not what Lioncast wanted at all. Nade sails towards that boost area. MNL does drop from the boost, so maybe he can find one back.
Maybe, and there it is. He'll take some refuge back the cubby of mid and get another one. Zori, he'll go down. MNL has to avoid getting traded out by Twista. I don't see how that happens. And yeah, it doesn't. Sagerton on top of the Shroud boost. First time it's been shown from RCTIC. Maybe another one has to go for the 90-degree flick. There's a chance here for the Mantis, but it's gone. 7-0 for the Finnish side. Damn,
Sagerton drops from the Shroud boost area. He's like thinking he's so sneaky, just backs his way into Squeaky, and he's like, oh, that's where the last player is. Of course, that's where the last player is. Well, luckily his team was able to salvage the situation. 2-on-1 And Lioncast yet to put a single round on the board. We've got Remux 007 at the moment. Hasn't found a single frag as we move into this 8th round. So, when in doubt, go for the B-bust, I suppose. And that's looking to be the case.
Who's the other R player that just was dropping 0 bombs left and right the other day? Rami. There we go.
Right. Yeah.
The R guys
Poor
just
guy.
having a bad look on this map. It was on Cash too, that I remember, and they just completely fell apart. So maybe it's the curse or something like that. The Lioncast would like to do some sort of economic damage, something like that, because it's not like if there's anything that's going for them, at least before this round, is that they've kept Arctic's economy reasonably low. And at least putting it at a chance where if they do win a round, maybe they win another one and then they could build a comeback. But now they've just allowed Arctic to survive with everybody. So that's out the window too. So now nothing is going right.
Yeah, still looking very bleak here for Lioncast. Again, they're down a map, down 8 rounds on their map choice. And this is a map that I feel like if you know what you're doing on the T side, you can make it a bit of a T-sided map. So, finding light early there. Just the 1-2 over the top as they boost up and over that smoke towards Z yet again. And it's a nice creative way to hold there. Of course, if you get a read on it and you consistently kind of nade into that smoke, maybe you cause some problems. But Arctic, they love to play those kind of moves until they get punished or until they find success, and then they won't go back to it. But Twista finding the first frag on the defense. MNL and Mantis firing back, so 3-on-3 as they take into B.
And this is a good look. Lioncast definitely need this one, but oh, Sagerton having a hell of a match, and it continues. Saw close onto the bomb site already. He's going to spot the shoulder out from Remux as Zori peeks. And look at that coordination. It's so clean from Arctic. There's no way that that player comes out of the situation alive. The initial engager from the bomb site. Like, the trades are on point from Arctic. And I'm liking what I'm seeing from them. Not that they've necessarily had to make any significant adjustments, but just speaking on the past, they're a team that they make, like, some teams will make stubborn adjustments, but, like, Arctic is like, really reactionary. And I'm just loving that retakes that we're seeing, and the ideas they're flowing. And we highlighted their creative on more so T side of Cash, and we haven't even seen that yet.
Definitely looking solid here. Yeah, Sagerton in that situation, after finding his frag as well, just Molotovs into checkered and was fully clearing that location as well, just in case, as we saw, it was just 2 remaining in the bomb site. But just a note, and well, this round Lioncast, they take middle, but nobody home. We will not see Arctic performing that boost inside of Z, as it would not have been a safe idea. We're going to see Saw work much more passively. And actually, Sagerton had wandered out from a main, but he's dealt with by Light. So 4-on-5, maybe this is Lioncast, their ticket to their first round on this T side. They're going to split into B quite quickly after that frag comes their way from A. So interesting decision here. X7 with 1. And Twista is caught behind a smoke. He finds a frag for himself nonetheless. And 3-on-3, Remux getting the bomb down, but that fire's dropped on his head. And that will delay things even further.
And Zori's got an op inside of the vents. I was so worried for him. If he's able to get onto the checkers area, I mean, the two would obviously hear it, but now Light, he's left alone. He is the star in my eyes of Lioncast, and he's got to make it happen here. Op versus op. Light still posted at the back of B. Zori wants to fake him out, takes the shot, and now jumps into the bomb site. Light knows he's got him where he wants him. He knows Zori has to defuse the bomb, and is Light going to ignore it? He's going to flash himself in, goes for the peek. Zori unaffected. And there it is. The Finnish Opera will win the duel. 10-0 for Arctic.
Not able to win that 1v1, hitting some nice shots, but the flash peek not effective versus Zori. And yeah, double digits before Lioncast get a single on the board. Looking devastating here. As Lioncast, that was the closest round they've had it in a while, honestly. They find an early pick, and they decide off of that they're going to work into the B bomb site. Twista somehow finds some success. That incendiary was excellent. And again, we're going to see a potential mid-hold X7 just clotheslining 2 of them as they try and come out through that boost area. Remux out towards the vents area. He will fire back on a Sagerton as he seems to get aggressive whenever his team finds some success, or even if not. Again, the last round he went down first and foremost, but X7 working on his ace here. One more to get it done. Sicken peeks out from mid-main and drops him. So 2 for Sicken, and this is now a 1v2 winnable scenario. Zori on the flank play, though.
Yeah, it should be it. All right, about now. Okay, that's 11-0, and I mean, it's hard to really say what Lioncast should do at this point. I mean, are they capable of, like, we haven't seen just a strong smoke take towards A. Like, where is that at? It's one of those things where you have to attempt it if nothing's going wrong at some point. Like, are they just not prepared in that sense? Like, it's hard to imagine that. It's not that difficult to craft an A take. I mean, it's difficult to execute one well. But now we'll see a strong A play, but not necessarily like a smoke over the wall take. And RCTIC already got the read on it. 3 players in the bomb site. CT adjustments before they need to be happening.
Yeah, Sagerton up in that boost again. This is the second time around, but I think it's spaced out enough that they probably will not expect this position again. So Lioncast eventually going to breach out here, and the mowdown should ensue. Incendiary dropped right at the squeaky door. Sicken and Remux combined, and they drop everybody in the bomb site. So, alrighty then. Did not see that panning out as well as it did for Lioncast, but it looks like they'll find their first here, unless X7 can put an end to all of it. Spamming intensifies towards the truck.
Right.
And, he does find it eventually.
Oh, look at how that T died, too. Hands in the air. You were shocked. The intensity of the spam. One for Lioncast, and you gotta wonder why is it so late. You gotta put impetus on the caller for that. We're down 11-0, and if it worked that well, maybe it doesn't again. But even so, it's one of those strats like a B-rush on Cobble to say. If everything is going wrong and you're down, 9-0 on the T side or something like that, you gotta go for it at some point. And unless it's just like a hive mind of calling, which some teams seem to run, like, you gotta blame that on the caller of Lioncast.
Here we go. Let's see if they can follow it up. As they will head out towards that A side yet again. No boost action here. Light will be watching for the counter. Looks towards middle, but it's the push into A main. RCTIC. 2 players getting aggressive. Sagerton comes out on top, and they drop an aggressive smoke. So Lioncast, they will be kept at bay. Mantis getting aggressive towards Squeaky, and they will take out towards middle in the meantime. We'll see how much they can actually find out of it. Saw goes down to the highway. Twista taking a fight towards highway. Spam down, actually, not even a spam down. Mantis leaves Squeaky and is able to find that frag. So back and forth we go. The A main presence has been dealt with from the T side, so it's Zori and X7 to try and bring this back. Lioncast desperately need to string these last rounds together.
Oh, Zori got a glimpse of light, so it's known that one player is at the forklift. How do they deal with him, though? Nade comes out from Zori. That will prompt the peak. Oh, Zori gonna miss the shot. Usually don't see that happen too often, but X7 is there to assist him. Mantis now left alone. Has to avoid getting traded in this 1 versus 2. Blasted by Zori. Finished off by X7. Zori did just tag him. And that's 12. I mean, either way, like, no matter how this half pans out, we're going to need to see a runaway performance from Lioncast. So, yeah, it'd be fantastic for Lioncast to build just a small buffer. Say they do come back a little bit on the CT side, but either way, we're going to need to see dominance from them on the CT side. And it'll be hard not to be deflated moving into the second half. Either way, they need pistol.
Yeah, Lioncast will see what they can salvage together here, as they did get the bomb plant, and with whatever money they still had, it looks like the only person hurting... Wow, Remux did not get the memo that someone dropped him a Tech 9 inside a spawn. There's a Tech 9, just lonely Tech 9 inside a spawn. Alright, well, Remux with the Glock instead. He's going to try and support his 4 AK friends here. They will be... Wow. X7 has put a lockdown towards middle from the sandbags area many a times now. And Lioncast, they keep feeding him. But we'll see how they switch things up for the latter part of this round here. Sagerton is alone at the moment. Saw actually watching towards Squeaky, so not as lonely as it looked. But Remux starts entry onto A, and Yeah, that's a good start, but we'll see if they can build off of it.
Yeah, RCTIC's retake, just so crisp, so clean. And another one for us. Smoke, flash, incendiary, smoke for a main, flashes for everybody. The trades are there. It's just so consistent from them on these retakes, and I don't see Remux coming out on top of this. This is a doable 1 versus 2, though. He's going to peek out. No, Zori will finish him off. 13 for RCTIC now to the 1 of Lioncast. And you see how well orchestrated those retakes are. And it's worrisome, because even when you take the bomb site, which you're already struggling with, the round is not over. And it wouldn't surprise me if RCTIC just put, if they do like a 2-2-1. I don't think Lioncast is going back to B, but you never know with their amount of money that they have. Anyways, Lioncast need excellence on the CT side, and maybe if they get some momentum running, then Light can get aggressive about with that op. But that's just one of the opening steps to start having that comeback a reality.
So, Second getting aggressive towards a main, MNL towards a squeaky door, and in the final round of this first half, it's just looking more than bleak here. MNL flushed away from the squeaky door area via an incendiary. As the CT is playing heavy towards middle at the moment, Twista deals with Remux. That was the only Galil which was purchased into the round, and of course it didn't drop. Nothing going the way of Lioncast here as they refuse to boost up to gather that fallen rifle, and they're just going to commit on to this A-bomb site. So Sigan has had a great, well, he's had some great success towards this bomb site, honestly. Him and MNL coming alive, but doesn't look like it's going to make a difference. Mantis with 9 hit points in a post-plant scenario, and he is caught towards Squeaky, and the end, it was near. So RCTIC, again, only one score line that gets better than that half. Lioncast, nothing to show on the T side of their map choice.
Yeah, and you look foolish when that happens, right? Like, you don't get any rounds, because you know you're starting on the T side, unless your opponents are crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Which I don't think RCTIC, well, they might be a bit, but Lioncast, if you don't get any rounds like that, then what was your intention? And it took them that long to have the switch up and just go for the strat, even though you haven't attempted it yet to go for the switch up and to go for the hard A play. Not even the execution that I necessarily wanted, but that's worrisome for them too on the T side. And then it looked like their plan was, we're going to like spread out and just entry. And if that doesn't work, then, you know, I suppose Cache isn't as tacked as a map as, say, like your rotations needed for like overpass and train and that such. But it just didn't look like there was much of a reaction to what RCTIC was doing. And Lioncast, like, there's no depth to that strat book, it seems.
So moving into their CT half. Let's see if they can pick up pistol round and gather any sort of success on their CT side. Or if RCTIC will have a very quick 2-0 here, as we see already dealing with the aggression. The totem pull towards the T side of B main. Excellent work to start off the round. Lioncast trying to get aggressive. Fairly standard CT side aggression on the pistol round. You play passive towards A, you get aggressive towards B. And right from the get-go, you'll receive a lot of information. And that they do, but not exactly the scenario they wanted to find themselves in, as Mantis is on 12 hit points. And Light, he's rotated towards B, but RCTIC, they have plenty of time to work anything. Sagerton is camped out at A right now, just waiting for the team, right?
That sounds
awesome.
Like a good spot. I'm just loving that creativity from RCTIC, because you're right, that aggression from the CT side is often teams do that on CT pistol. So what's the way you can counter that? Double boost, put the player on top, and have the totem pole ready for the first engagement. And they do win the duels. That's all that was required. Saw flushed out of the bomb site. Mantis with a chance, but Saw runs back into the fire. He doesn't want to go around and engage both, but he does fall.
Interesting decision from him. Creates a 2-on-2. They do have a kit, so we'll see if Sagerton and X7 can frag out only Mantis now. And he will fall to X7 as well. So 15-1. RCTIC, one more round here, and they will be at a heavy advantage equipment-wise. no point in buying a single SMG here. Well, Zori's going to pick one up, but it's probably because he prefers it over the Galil. And outside of that, again, Lioncast, they've got some 5.7s. It's pretty much it, though. Some vests, a couple helmets, a couple flashes. It's looking bleak, Laser.
Real sparse. I think that's a good word for it.
Definitely.
If I do remember the definition. Guess I gotta thank Arctic for making this quick match, allowing me some food in between matches, as we do have another one following this one. As we had to allow, you know, a good time in between matches to, in the case it goes 3. Gonna have a bit of a break in between the next 2, but Lioncast is just talking over this round, and they have made it a clean one with 5-7. Arctic spread out, something you often see when it's an anti-force buy round, because you should be able to win the duels against the 5-7s, but not this round. But literally no buffer for Lioncast, and there's so many gun rounds to go.
Plus side is that they retrieve 4 automatic rifles, so that's cool. They move right into AK's Galils, so you even see that M4A1S purchased here. So, yeah, we'll see how far Lioncast can bring it back, as otherwise going to be Arctic's 2-0. And they will buy into this round. Not a big surprise. I feel like at the scoreline, you're probably feeling confident, so looking like an aggressive A-side play. A little bit of utility. 3 smokes, actually, so we'll start with the flash to enter them into this A side. MNL with 1, but he's traded off immediately, so good start from the Arctic side.
Sicken out back at him by Sagerton, and Sicken continuing to have a good performance with this AK, but X7 still wants to engage. We got Saw down below, and Sicken still battling, somehow loses it to X7 while Saw wins his duel. Everybody pulling their weight here. X7 looking to flank around as Light is engaging. Both players getting lost in the smoke. Oh no, Light runs out of bullets, and he doesn't finish him inside of the smoke. His crosshair was so close too. They might have had a chance versus Saw. 16-2 for the Finnish side. Arctic eSports, what a performance by them, and Lioncast just looking lost without their 5.
What a round. That looked ridiculous. Well, that's going to be that. So Arctic, they will move forward into our playoff bracket. So congratulations to them. Again, that was the lower bracket finals of our group. That was Group D. So moving forward, we do have another best of 3, but it's not scheduled for, I think, another hour and a half or so. Yeah, hour and 35 minutes. So take a break, guys. Come back in a little bit. Again, that is going to be Alternate Attacks versus Alpha Gaming at 2 p.m. EST. So Group C, lower bracket decider match, similar to what we just witnessed here, only different group being Group C. So hopefully you guys can tune in for that, as again, we are going to be taking a short break here. I don't actually know. I don't know if the stream's actually going offline or not. It might be, but if you guys feel like, oh, okay, I'm being informed it is. So stream will be going offline, but make sure you guys come on back for our second best of 3 of, well, the European evening. Our morning, though. It's been an early one. So, again, I hope you guys are enjoying. If you can't come back, well, hopefully you guys can follow us on Twitter at the very least. At Sprawl is my Twitter handle. 2 L's on the end. At LaserJesus for my good buddy here. And at GoRGNTV for future match updates. So, again, another match in a little bit here. We'll see you guys in a few. Or not a few, but in like an hour and 35 minutes. So, we'll see you in a bit.